Hi, my name is Clea and I'm the go-to coach for busy mums. I help mums lose body fat, tone up and feel confident in their clothes without spending hours in the gym or missing out on family meals. We are joined by the incredible Francesca, who at TPT has lost 18.3 kilos and 22.5 centimetres off her waist. Francesca, thank you so much for chatting with me today. So when you first joined TPT, you had just gone back to work, right? And you had gone back to work after mat leave with your daughter. So can you tell me and everybody else at home watching what every day-to-day life was like? What was your energy like? How did you find kind of going back to work? Obviously, it's a change of routine. How did you find it?
I found going back to work incredibly hard. I went from doing what I wanted, when I wanted, spending all my time with my daughter, to suddenly about 5 days a week. I work in London as well, so I go into London 2 or 3 times a week. I manage quite a big team, so I've got quite a lot of pressure. It's quite a stressful job. And it was a huge shock to the system going back to work. And one of the biggest things I had, my whole mat leave, I never got mum guilt. I never thought it was a thing. I thought, I don't feel guilty at all. I went back to work and I was like, oh, okay, it hit me. This is mum guilt. It's a thing. It's horrific. My daughter got very mummy. It was so hard to manage. And when I went back to work, I found myself drinking and eating a lot more, especially in the evenings and over the weekend, where I felt so guilty. I'd get home late, just get home in time to get her to bed. I'd put her down to bed and feel so awful. I'd open a bottle of wine. Eat a load of junk food, and the routine, it just took a while to get back into that routine as well. And my husband's great, but he just had a year of me doing everything for our daughter, and all of a sudden he was like, oh, okay, I've got to figure out nursery drop-offs. He had to try and change his routine. So it did take us a little while to get back into it, but it was a lot harder than I expected, really tough.
Yeah, and how was like energy, sleep and stress?
Oh gosh, stress was just through the roof. I did happen to go back at quite a stressful time. There was a lot going on at work, so that didn't help. But sleep was awful. I remember I would wake up like 3-4 times a night. I was constantly thinking about what I had to do, what I needed to do for her. But before mat leave, I only had myself to worry about, really. My job was everything. And trying to find that balance when you do go back to work, it's really hard. It's not easy at all. And you need so much support. You need so much more support than I realised, actually.
So going back to work after mat leave, and in between that and then obviously joining TPT, did you try any diets? Did you try anything like calorie counting or anything like that? Or have you done anything in the past where you've lost weight?
I haven't really ever tried much. I was in a really unhealthy headspace when I went back to work I have a child, I have a husband, doesn't matter how big I get, how much I eat and drink, which was incredibly unhealthy. In the past, I did lose a lot of weight when I got married. So I got married in 2019. My dress was a little bit tight. I had 6 weeks to go and I just crash dieted. Really successful. I lost over a stone. I went from a 10 to an 8 really quickly, but it was incredibly unhealthy and unsustainable. Within, I think, 2 weeks of getting married, I was back up to my normal size. And then what I have done, though, I have tried to track in the past, and I have tried to just sort of see how many calories I'm eating. And honestly, when I did track, I was petrified at the numbers, and so I stopped. And I just didn't know. I didn't know how to do anything healthily or sustainable. And that was the big thing for me. I didn't just want to lose weight. I wanted it to be sustainable, and I didn't know how to do that or what to do.
Yeah, and you said also, linking to like your previous post on my page about how fat loss was part of it, but also to create a healthier lifestyle for you, your daughter, your family as well, right?
Absolutely. She's the most important thing in the world, and I don't want her to see me opening a bottle of wine because I've had a stressful day. Eating all the junk food, you naturally as a parent, you give them the healthy food. You don't want to give them, you hide the naughty things. And I thought, why am I even doing this? I should just be showing her what a healthy lifestyle is. And both myself and my husband, we got into a really, really like dark rabbit hole of being very unhealthy. I dread to think what my cholesterol would have been. Luckily, I never checked it. And it was just very, very unhealthy. And I didn't want her to see that. And it's not fair on her to grow up with parents like that either. I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up very healthily. And I've always been healthy. I've always been the tall, skinny kid. I've always been very active. But the last few years, where work's gotten a lot, and then I had a child, I just let it all go.
So at what point did you think, enough's enough, I'm going to reach out to someone? And what made you reach out to me in particular?
So I used to work with Chelsea, one of your clients, when we were kids, really. We were teenagers. I had not seen her in years, well over probably 10, maybe 12 years. But we still follow each other on social media, so I could see everything she was posting. And I noticed she was posting more, and I noticed she was looking a lot slimmer. She was looking great. And then she posted the big transformation picture, and my jaw dropped. I hadn't really engaged with Chelsea for a long time, and I found myself messaging her straight away, and I was just like, wow, you look phenomenal. I was just so taken aback. And I think as well, for me, it was like the first time, because obviously I could see she'd been working with you, and it was the first time it was someone I knew what they look like, what their personality's like. And often you wonder, like, are those images true? Like, have they been like, are they ChatGPT? Are they a bit fake? But I knew hers were 100% real, and I was really just like, wow. So I started following you. And then I noticed all your posts and everything you were saying, it just resonated. Where I am now, I'm still quite a new mum. My daughter's only 18 months. All your clients work, your clients have children. And each person, like, I would see a video on or a picture on, I'd read all of your words, and I think, oh my gosh, that's me. Like, I tick all those boxes. And I kept following you, and I kept seeing all of these. And then one day I'd been back at work, probably 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. And I found, it was the summer, so I found myself just wearing lots of like big baggy like dresses. And then I went to put on a pair of jeans. They were quite new actually, and they were a size 12. I'd never really been a size 12, I've always been a solid 10. And they were really tight, like really tight. And I just thought, right, enough's enough. I'm messaging clear, and I literally messaged you there and then. And then we chatted, and I was like, yes.
Love that. We chatted, you joined TPT, and like I said earlier, you've lost an incredible 18.3 kilos, which is over 2 stone. The body transformation is insane. Insane. You look a different person, like so strong as well, like really lean. And just out of curiosity, at what point did you think this is different? And I know you've obviously kind of loosely tracked without accountability there, I get that. But what point did you, in our TP journey, did you think this is different? And also maybe a point where you're like, I can actually really see change.
So I would say it was really quick actually. So a couple of weeks in, because I panicked at first with the number of calories. To me, that didn't feel like a lot. But because of the upping of the protein and eating the much healthier meals, I didn't need to eat 4,000 calories a day. That was ridiculous. So it was actually really quick. It was a couple of weeks in, once I'd got my head around upping the protein, because that did take a few days to kind of get my head around and get the hang of. I started to, every time I weighed myself and I saw the graph was declining, every time I thought, oh my gosh, I can do this, because if I'm losing every single week, I will get to my goal. And then the big wow moment was the first photos and measurements. So it was a month in, I'd only been going 4 weeks, and my husband took the pictures and he went, you already look slimmer. I was like, really? And then we looked at the comparison and I thought, oh my gosh, you can see a difference. And then with the numbers on the measurements, it's such a shock, because only 4 weeks in, you don't really feel that different. You see yourself every day. But seeing those measurements, seeing that I'm a facts and figures person, like I like data, and seeing the graph, seeing the pictures, seeing the measurements all go down in a decline, and a really like steady, healthy decline, I thought, oh my gosh, I can totally do this. And I think I said to you originally, just a stone would be fine to lose. But then where I started to get stronger and fitter, and I just felt so good and healthy, I just continued until I got to that point where I'm like, okay, now I feel really, really good. But it was quick actually, that realization of this is working.
And Was there, because you mentioned as well in another post about those Zara jeans, not the other ones, the size 12, they were size 8, right?
Size 8, yeah.
And they're ones that you didn't throw away, you kept them.
From my wedding era.
Yeah, and tell us about when you kind of, like the first time you put that on, how did that feel?
Oh, it felt incredible. So I was wearing my normal size 10 jeans and I just noticed they were getting really loose. I had to put a load more holes on all my belts as well.
Yeah.
So pulling them in, I thought, you know what, I'm going to dig out those jeans. And I dug them out. And I haven't worn them since probably a week after I got married.
Wow.
And I pulled them on and I thought, oh my gosh, they've got over my thighs, because it got to the point where I couldn't even get them up to my... And then they just did up and they just fit so perfectly. And it was that feeling of, oh my gosh. And I think because where I've lost weight before, because I crash dieted, it was so quick.
Yeah.
This has been so much healthier and slower, but in like such a good way that you really notice those differences in certain clothes.
Yeah.
And I've got loads of like gorgeous new strappy tops as well that every time I put them on, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I did not think at the age of 36 with an 18-month-old that I would feel the most confident I've ever felt in my body.
Amazing.
But I do.
Yeah, amazing. And like you said, it's good because we can sometimes fixate about the numbers on the scales, and that's why obviously at TPT we look at other forms of progression or success, if you want to put it that way, picture measurements, performance, so in terms of strength, actual physique, your energy, and like you said, the size 8 jeans as well, like what an accomplishment for that you've been able to, which say a week after your wedding, which last time you did a crash diet for, which was unhealthy. This time around you're eating food that are fit. The reason why probably it shocked you a little bit in terms of the food is because the foods that you were eating before weren't high volume foods, so you needed to eat more to then feel full. But if you replace that for foods that are protein based, fruits and vegetables, good fibre based foods, volume foods, you actually end up eating probably more. I remember you guys sending me pictures sometimes of your food, like, can I actually eat this amount? And I'm like, yeah, that looks good to me. Because obviously it's just full of like good food. Yeah. But yeah, like I love the fact that those size 8 jeans and that kind of realisation is such an accomplishment. Because sometimes, like I said, you do fixate on the scales. Not you as in everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having those other forms of measurement are incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say, clothes for me is my big measurement. Like, oh yeah, that this fits, this looks great. I mean, everything I've been buying recently is all a small, size 8, a couple of extra smalls, but I think that might be just bad labelling. But yeah, I just feel incredible. It's so much healthier, way more energy. I can go all day now with my daughter playing role play and kitchens and running around. Which is just, it's amazing.
And that just feels good, right?
Oh, it feels so good. Like, yesterday I went to National Trust, walking around, like it feels good, and it just feels good to be more active as well. Like upping the steps. I never thought about something so simple, and I think that's made a huge difference as well, just upping my steps. And it's been easier than I expected as well. Like little tips that you give me, like park far away. Just all those little things. And if we've got a spare afternoon, like yesterday, we were like, oh, let's just pop to Nyman's and just have a walk around the gardens, because we had no plans. So it was just nice to get out, do more steps, be active, and then earn that glass of wine.
And she's, again, like you linking back to like right at the beginning of things you said about stress, energy, you getting outside, going for a walk, you're showing her how you're dealing with stress, because you're still working, right? You're working now, so it's less stress goes up and down. And she's building on that. She's probably remembering that. Like I remember as a kid going to like Preston Park with the cycling around the track. Like I remember that. Like, so she will remember those walks that you're doing together. And it's like building the foundations of, like you had as a child, getting outside, bike rides, walks on the beach, whatever it may be. And she's building on those foundations for her life as well, and seeing you do it as a mum.
Exactly. And as a kid, me and my sister, we were always outside. I don't ever remember sitting and watching television. I remember being on our bikes, being outside. We grew up in the countryside, so we were quite fortunate. We had you know, lots of lanes and things, but we were always outside, like raining, snowing. It didn't matter. Like we were just such active kids. And as I've got older, I've lost that. And work has had something to do with that, because I do sit at a desk all day. But actually with the stress, so my job at the moment is actually probably more stressful than when I went back to work, but I feel less stressed because I don't have the stress of myself and how I look and how I feel. That's gone now.
And the things you're putting into your body,
Yeah.
the exercise,
Yeah.
the getting outside of the weekend,
Exactly.
all that sort of
It
stuff.
makes such a difference. And I was worried at first about the food because I'm quite a fussy eater and I love a double carb meal. You know, I like my spag bowl with my garlic bread. But what really shocked me was I could still eat that stuff. I still eat spaghetti bolognese. I just have an appropriate portion.
Yeah.
And I'm still full.
Yeah.
I really didn't think when you told me how many calories I was going to eat that I would be full every day. And I go to bed satisfied every day.
Yeah.
Whereas when I crash dieted before, I didn't. I was just starving.
Yeah. If you're enjoying this video and you're a busy mum and want to see more and get more information free from me, do me a huge big favour and press that subscribe button. So you're about to go on holiday. Nice big holiday. I'm super jealous. January, very lucky. So let's rewind back of, you know, you were feeling quite self-conscious in your clothes, no energy, stress, high. How would you have felt if I was like, you're going on holiday tomorrow, like where you were then, and then let's like take it into like how you feel now in your body to go on holiday?
So then I would have felt stressed. So I'm going away with my sister as well. My sister's a dancer, teeny tiny, always looks incredible. And the thought of going on a beach holiday where I was, I don't think I would have wanted to go.
Sure.
In fact, where we were in August, we weren't even considering going on like a summer holiday, beach holidays, because we both felt, both me and my husband, we both felt so awkward in clothes. Sure. I mean, everything I was wearing was just basically big sack dresses. I didn't feel confident. I didn't have the energy either to be really running around and enjoying myself. And when I usually go on like an all-inclusive summer holiday, I like to eat and drink the bar dry, really. And I lay all day and just drink and eat. And then I come back usually weighing probably a stone more, and I did not have a stone to gain. I was already at my absolute maximum. I need to sort this out. So yeah, wouldn't have been excited, wouldn't have been that fussed. Would have been obviously looking forward to having a break and going away, because obviously it's always lovely. Yeah. But I would have felt very self-conscious, and I would have been quite stressed about what to pack as well. Yeah. Which I would not have liked. However, now, fast forward a few months, and I cannot wait to get away. I feel so confident. I've got loads of new bikinis, which I've had to. Nothing fits me from before. Sure. Loads of new swimming costumes. I've got loads of new like little denim shorts, and I just can't wait to like just show off what I've achieved. I honestly don't think I've ever felt this proud. I feel really proud of myself, especially as I am a massive foodie and I am a big drinker. And I'm really looking forward to as well, you know, I mean, I have a toddler. I can't lay and sunbathe all day anyway.
That's gone, I'm afraid, for a few years.
But I'm actually really looking forward to not doing that and being more active on holiday.
Like going in the pool with her and stuff.
Exactly. Going on more walks, going in the sea. I'm looking forward to her nap, and I can just literally push the pram around, get her to sleep while I'm tanning. But yeah, I just can't wait. And I can't wait to be with my family. So I was going to go with my parents as well, and my sister and her fiancé. There's a big old group of us. And I'm just so looking forward to it. And I've noticed that in family occasions especially, I am a happier person. Like, I'm not as snappy. And I do think a lot of that has to do with I feel so much more happier in myself. And 100%. I'm confident in my own skin. Yep. Whereas I wasn't before, because the work stress hasn't gone. So that clearly wasn't impacting my mood. Sure. So yes, very, very, very excited now. I can't wait to go.
And you should be proud of yourself. Like, honestly, like your body transformation is insane, and show it off.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the pics.
I can't wait to have the tan as well.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, like, I'm like, oh, I look good in my pasty white skin, but I feel like it will look better with a tan.
So, over 2 stone loss, completely transformed your body. What's the goal now?
So the goal now, I don't want to lose any more weight. I'm really, really happy with where I'm at. Yeah. I don't think for my height either, it would look good if I lost any more. I want to get stronger and even healthier. So I fully expect my weight to go up a little bit and fluctuate a little bit. Yeah. But I'd like to build on the muscle mass, get like even more toned. Like I've got a good foundation now. So I want to work on building that. Yeah. And I also want to play around more with foods and proteins and flavours and start adding a few more like exciting things to our meal. I'm such a creature of habit, and I have fallen into a bit of a habit of just sort of eating really similar foods every day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I would like to experiment a little bit more,
Yeah.
add a few more family meals in. But yeah, main goal is getting stronger and maintaining, really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get to a point where I start putting on more weight again. I don't think I will, because it is so sustainable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping that's my plan. Get stronger, get fitter, tone up more, and just continue down this happier path.
Yeah, love it. Okay, so what would you say to a mum who's watching this video and she's a working mum, you know, she's juggling bedtime, getting back onto her laptop to respond to that email that she didn't do, rushing back from work, having to do dinner, having to clean, just juggling mum life. What would you say to her who's thinking, there's no way I can do this? This sounds great, but I can't do it because my work life is so busy and stressful. What would you say to that mum who's watching?
So that is exactly me. That's exactly where I was. And you absolutely can do it. I think I thought when I saw like Chelsea's post, I thought, gosh, she must be going to the gym every single day. She must be spending hours working out. Mm-hmm. When we spoke and I said, I've only really got time for a couple of workouts a week, 30, 40 minutes, you were like, that's fine, that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
And that's all I do. And when I look at my transformation, I work out twice a week. I've upped my steps, which doesn't really take any time at all. Changing your eating habits takes up no time at all. If anything, it makes the whole family happier and healthier. And those 2 workouts I either get up a little bit earlier, or I use what would have been my TV time, or my lunch break if I'm working from home, or if I'm in London, I'll go to the gym during lunch. I just make time to do those 2 workouts, and I will carve out time in my day. I treat it like a meeting now.
Yeah.
So if someone says like, oh, can we have 30 minutes? I say, no, I've got a meeting, and that's my gym time. Mm-hmm. And you definitely can do it. I didn't think I'd be able to. I didn't think I'd have time. But the motivation as well, like, don't underestimate the power of that motivation. When you start to see the weight drop off, you will naturally just be more motivated, and it will push you to keep doing it as well.
Yeah.
And also the support you have around you. I mean, Cleo, you're an incredible support. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be here without you. But also all the other women as well, like all your other clients. Like, it's a really lovely community. My family as well have been a massive support. You know,
Right.
if I go to my mum's I'm going to my mum's actually today, and she said, do you want dessert today? And I said, well, maybe if you're doing an apple crumble.
You know, just saying crumble because it's my favourite. You know how to get me on that one.
But just things like that, like my mum's really she's really mindful. She's not kind of like, oh, I've made a massive lasagna, here's a huge portion. And she'll say like, darling, you know, how much do you want? Like, do you want all the extra vegetables? So all of that extra support is really helpful. But I really didn't think I could do it. I really didn't. And I think that's why it took me so long to message her as well, because I just thought, I just can't do this.
Yeah.
But actually seeing Chelsea, she's got more kids than me and she works. So, well, if Chelsea can do it, why can't I do it? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that motivation of the dropping the weight really helps. But also, it's still motivating when you go up a few pounds as well. You know, after Christmas, naturally, I enjoyed myself. I indulged. Yeah. My weight was a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I wasn't like down in the dumps, like, oh, my weight's gone up. It was, okay, right, get back on plan. Mm-hmm. I'll lose that again. So that's still really motivating. But I also would say that the stress, like work is stressful, being a mum is stressful, but actually not feeling comfortable in yourself is also stressful. And if you can get rid of that stress, then the other 2 are just so much easier to manage anyway. And that's what I've found. I feel so much happier. So I'm finding work stress and family stress and at home stress of being a mum so much easier to manage, because that I don't have to worry about me anymore. I don't have to worry about what I look like, my size, how I feel. That's gone. So now it's just the 2. Work stress is never going to go, and neither is mum stress. You know, that's there forever, unfortunately.
Agree.
And I think as well, I would also say, you know, work, it doesn't matter if you're having really horrible, really stressful weeks at work. If you feel good in yourself and feel comfortable in yourself, it just all just
You can handle it
You can
better.
handle it so much better. You really can. And I've noticed that I'm a lot more confident at work.
Good, yeah, love
So
that.
I'm actually handling work stress better, and I'm handling meetings better. I do a bit of presenting for work as well, and I would feel so uncomfortable standing up in front of people.
Sure.
And now I'm like, oh, I'll go, like, I'll stand up there. It doesn't bother me. So actually, even working on myself has helped that work stress as well.
Yeah.
But no, you can absolutely do it, because I really didn't think I could, but I did it.
Yeah, and you smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. You've just listened to Francesca's story. It's incredible. Her body transformation is insane. 18.3 kilos loss. From having no confidence, high stress, no energy, to now can't wait to go on holiday, can't wait to be in a bikini. So healthy and feels so much happier within herself. And you can get the same results. All you have to do is book a free consultation call with me using the link below.